Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I'm sure some of you have seen that there's a little drama going on between 98, me, Engin Terzi, East versus West, you know, whatever. So, this is a direct message, my direct response to Engin, which I don't even know why me or 98 are on his radar because he's at the top of the mountain and we're down here. So whatever for whatever reason, we've caught his attention. So Engin posted something about 98. He said 98% does not represent the 98% of the sport. And he made some comments about how we're more like representing the 0.1% of the sport or something, or 0.01%, whatever. So I messaged someone posted it, and I responded, and I said, well, that's not accurate. We don't claim to represent everybody that in our concept is a 98%. Our concept is you got the 2%ers that are like your John Brzezinks and Devin Larratt. And then everybody else in the sport is in that 98% of the sport that are grinding it out, going to tournaments, training, trying to get to the 2%. So we named our brand after that concept. But we are not saying that we represent all of those people. So Engin kind of thinks that that's kind of what we mean by it, and we're the king of the 98%. And so in his comment that he posted, he's basically was also diminishing our accomplishments with Winter Blast. He's like, oh, here we have tournaments like 3 times the size of that have 1,700 entries, and 500 and whatever athletes coming to sign up and stuff like that. So I'm like, why would Engin Terzi, who's at the fucking top of the food chain, care about what we're doing as the 98%? Why did he have to post that? So I got in a debate with him, friendly debate. It was not nasty, just saying, I don't think you grasp what our concept is of 98%. I think there's some sort of language barrier, or maybe you're not understanding. And he didn't understand it in the thing. So I sent him a private message. I said, Engin, listen, I hope you didn't take what I said as disrespect, because that was not my intent. I just think that we're not on the same page as far as communication. Me and 98%ers support East versus West. We like East versus West. We get the pay-per-views, this and that. We're fans of your brand. And then later in our debating, this guy posts our personal conversation. I'm like, okay. Now, that's the second time he did it, because earlier in the conversation, when he was getting nasty in the conversation that was public, and he said, oh, no one knows you. And I said, well, you know me. And he goes, sorry. He goes, yeah, I know you. And then he posted something I sent him from like 2020, when I first, I was a week into the sport, and I messaged tons of like top level arm wrestlers asking questions like, what do you do for hand control? What exercises do you for this? And I sent him a message saying, hey, what do you do for hand control? And he answered, super nice. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then to try to like belittle me, he's like, yeah, I know you. And then he posted that as if like, oh, I'm just like some noob. I am fucking new. You're at 100%. I'm new. So anyway, here's my direct message to Engin so that it doesn't get twisted on the internet. 98% and me are two separate things. Yes, it's our brand. It's our thing, whatever. I have my own opinions as Ryan Grondin, the fucking individual. So you can't bash my fucking brand and the people that work hard behind the scenes for my brand because you're mad at me. I mean, you can, but you know, a lot of people have an opinion of you, but that doesn't mean East versus West isn't amazing. Same thing. So anyway, my direct thing to Engin. We don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. We like East versus West. I like East versus West. I think East versus West is, for the 2%ers, is the top fucking in the world. No questions about it. I think you're doing great things for the sport. But you're not the only one doing great things for the sport. And for you to diminish what we're doing and kind of fucking belittle us, we're doing big things for the sport in our area, in our own way, in our capacity that we can do good things for the sport. You don't know anything about us. You said nobody knows you. So instead of saying that, why don't you get to know us or ask what we do, or maybe have someone that has a better understanding of what 98% means to explain it to you instead of just trashing us all over the internet. Now, there's a difference between East versus West in Turkey and East versus West in the United States. The reason I've had some criticisms about East versus West in the United States was, like last year, you had a bunch of qualifiers, people go to the fucking finals, and all of a sudden, anybody can go to the finals. If you have $100 bill in your hand, you can be in the finals. Unorganized. Then this year, shit show. So, no offense to Engin, and this, I'm not bashing you in any way. I'm just saying this is your brand. If you're expanding into the United States and you have rules and you have this, everybody here should know those rules in advance so that we don't have the problem that we just had with Sarah down in Florida, or last year's finals where anybody could just get in. There has to be organization. East versus West in Turkey, 100 times different. Fucking amazing. East versus West here, strange. Every time there's a weird problem, or up here in the Northeast, like a bunch of small tournaments where East versus West qualifiers that only had like a few people at them. It for me personally, this is only my opinion, it kind of watered down what we thought it was going to be here in America, because we're expecting the same quality and coordination and organization that we see on TV and what's going on in Turkey. Turkey, everything seems perfect. What you're doing is huge, biggest thing, never been done, fucking awesome. What's going on here is very different. And this is not a knock on the people running it here. I think there's some miscommunication, and I think it's just something that could be worked on. We are not perfect. Things happen at our tournaments and stuff. And every time we look at it, we're like, we could do better. I'm sure other people are thinking the same thing. Now, what I don't agree with is Paul Lynn has come out and said he clears Sarah of all wrongdoing. It was on him. And I know that's Paul being Paul, taking the blame because he's a nice guy. I'm sure there's others to blame or that are involved in the decision making. Paul Lynn, fucking Captain America, taking the blame, taking responsibility for it, which is great. So Sarah cleared of all wrongdoing, according to Paul Lynn. He said, you know, we're working to fix the whole situation, whatever. Engin's still posting nasty things about Sarah, saying she has a low IQ, this and that. Not cool, Engin. I don't agree with that. If you got a representative of East versus West saying she's cleared of all wrongdoing, even on your post belittling her, Paul put a fucking comment on it saying, I take full responsibility. And you're still going at her. It makes no sense to me. Also, you're on your podcast with Levon and Hermes and someone else. I forget. There was someone else on it too. And you're talking about fucking 98 and shit and your haters and stuff. The only reason you're getting any hate from 98 is because you did a post belittling us. And then when we respond to you belittling us, now we're your haters. That's twisted as fuck. we're not your haters. I just hate the way you went about fucking doing this by posting personal messages. I would never fucking do that to you. And I have some that would probably fucking embarrass you, but I'm not going to do that. And two, you literally did a post trying to wreck our brand and fucking belittle everything that we're fucking doing. What the fuck? Do you think Levon and Hermes and these guys gave a fuck about what you were talking about? They don't even fucking probably know who 98 or me are. So why are you bringing that up? Like, why are we in your head so badly that you have to bring this up? And then the other thing, which I have a little bit of proof on this, because there is no way 20 top-level arm wrestlers woke up in the morning over a miscommunication with Sarah and me and your argument, and they decided today's the day that I'm going to write a fucking 20-page essay or make a video talking about Engin's integrity. What the fuck? So clearly, Engin, you lit the bat signal, and all these people are coming out because there's no fucking way all these guys saw this our little organization over here or Sarah's little problem there and fucking decided to come out about fucking integrity. They all use the word integrity, by the way, if you didn't notice. It's very strange. Now, I'm not knocking anyone that did it because every single person who fucking did it either has been to East versus West or has an opportunity in the future to go there or is at a level where it could lead, all roads could lead to fucking East versus West. So that's kind of strange, just saying. And then, I just want you to know that we don't have a problem with you, Engin. We don't have a problem with your organization in Turkey. Here could use some work. Paul Lynn, I'm sure, is going to go right back to the drawing board with his crew and say, how can we do this better? Something we do also. But I think if you're going to have someone representing your brand, you had a problem last year, stuck with the same people to run it this year, another problem. I think you need to have a talk with the staff and say, hey guys, here's the rules. This is how we're going to run things. There was too many people that either knew or didn't know or fucking, and I'm not pointing fingers or blaming anyone. What I'm saying is it's your brand. It's your responsibility for quality control. If someone was throwing a 98 tournament in East Jabip or something, and it was just a shit show, it wouldn't happen again. I'll tell you that. I'd be there fucking saying, hey, we have a standard here, and that's, at the very least, we want all our tournaments to be at least this, good live feed, background drops, fucking decent tables, all that stuff, whatever, the normal stuff. You would want it to be at that level. Someone throws a tournament and it's like shitty tables in a fucking shitty location. I'd be right there saying, hey guys, no. This is not 98 fucking level, and we're still at a low level ourselves. We're still grinding to get better, to do better. We do a lot for the community in our little neck of the woods. So I'm not knocking or saying that Engin's thing is not the best in the world. It is. However, we're doing things too. You're not the only one doing things, like we're trying to grow the sport as much as we can. We're doing some good things in the community. So for you to belittle what we're doing and you say you're for arm wrestling, you're for the growth of the sport. Well, you're not the only one growing the sport. Fucking TAL's nailing it. PAL, fucking Knuckles Up, Arm Gods. There's tons of fucking people out there growing this fucking sport. FAL's doing good things. So, I kind of felt singled out because you fucking specifically posted that thing. We had a discussion about it. You got a little snippy in it. I messaged you nicely, put out an olive branch saying, hey, no disrespect, man. I just think we're not seeing eye to eye. There's something with the translation. I don't think you understand our concept. I don't like how you responded to that by posting that fucking conversation. And then you're going on your page, posting tons of shit about me, vague booking with your little comments. And then you go on a fucking podcast talking about 98%. And at the end, you're like, they represent 0.01%. And nobody's, come on, we're not your haters. we actually supported you. Many times I've posted stuff about East versus West. Many times I've gotten the pay-per-view. Many times I've gone to watch parties to watch your pay-per-view. We support a lot of the athletes. We're always supporting Paul Lynn when he goes there, and fucking Devin and anybody else. We're supportive. However, what you did made me not want to support. So you can't get mad at me because I made a couple memes about you with just some like fucking protesters holding signs, holding up like no Engin or go home Engin or whatever. Those are jokes. I know you don't have much of a sense of humor, but those were jokes. And you know, that's how we handle when we're in serious conflict or something is fucking not good or there's tension. Me personally, as well as some of my other associates, handle things like that with humor. Now, whether you get the joke or not, or you think it's childish, that's fine. But I will be that guy laughing at a funeral if I feel sad or weird about it. So, anyway, I just want you to know, Engin, this is fucking me being a fucking man and talking directly to you instead of fucking running around nilly willy. You're welcome to come on our podcast any fucking time and we can discuss this. But I just want you to know that you got us all wrong. Like, we're not out there trying to ruin the sport. We're not trying to discredit what you've done. I think you've probably done more for the sport than anyone. You're up there with the Devins and the John Brzezinks as far as elite level of getting people in the sport. Even your arm wrestling, elite. I'm a nobody in the sport. 98, we're only known in our little area. We're starting to spread out a little and we're growing. So why step on the little guy? We don't even compete. We're not your competition. We don't claim to be. We focus on like amateur level, low level pro, novices. Like, you're dealing with the elite 2% people and we're dealing with the other 98%. But not the other 98% in the whole world, like you said. Like, you're right. We don't represent everybody in the country and in the world. We're growing. We're trying to grow our brand. Our concept is that we focus more on the other 98% than the 2%. That's it. It's a concept. It's a brand. We got our own little group of supporters and followers, and it's growing. But we're not claiming that everyone in the world supports or knows us or fucking whatever. So I just want you to know, I don't hate you. I just don't like what you did. I don't like how you went about it. We don't hate East versus West. I love what you're doing. I just think here in the States, you need to oversee it a little more or be more involved or make the rules clear to the promoters and staff that are running it so that problems don't keep happening like the one with Sarah and like the one at the finals last year. That's all I'm saying. Take it for what it is at face value. I'm not trying to stomp on your shit or make sure East versus West doesn't come to America. We're not anti fucking Engin. We'd even help you, you know, whatever. We promote everyone. Even James Reed, who fucking hates us or whatever, says nasty things online about us, like the other day with his whole crew saying shit underneath. We still promote his events constantly, no matter what. So it's not about the promoters, it's about the arm wrestlers. So us promoting his events is not to help James, it's to give options to arm wrestlers for places to go. That's what we're trying to do. That's why we opened up a Facebook group in every state so that people can promote in those groups and target the states around them so that demographic of people that are most likely to go to their fucking tournament can see it and lay eyes on their flyers. It's a tool. It's a tool for anyone in the United States to use. That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to do world domination or any weird shit. You know, we're fun guys. We joke around. If you ask anyone around here, all we do is have fun. Our Zoom started out as not even live. It was just like people from around the world could come on and talk about arm wrestling. We all became friends. 98 was born. And Paul Lynn even heard our concept and said, Ryan, you got to go home and start a Facebook group and get this thing launched. This is awesome. So if we were that bad, if we were terrible fucking people like James says, or Engin's kind of trying to fucking say, how would we have other groups like Arm Gods? We're throwing a tournament with Sean Latimer. We do Winter Blast with Sue Fisher. We do all these things with other Knuckles Up. We go to Knuckles Up every freaking time. We help them promote. All these organizations, if we were that bad, would want nothing to do with us. But they're all seeing what our local little group are seeing, that in the grand scheme of things, we have the best interest of the sport. We're trying to grow it. Yeah, okay, we don't get along with James. Sorry. Some things happen, we don't even hate James. I liked James a lot when we were friends. He's funny, he's hilarious. Things happen, but I don't consider it a burned bridge, because who knows what might happen in the future. Maybe we'll make up and things will be okay again. I don't know. However, right now we don't get along. But I'm not throwing tournaments on top of his or practices or trying to fucking ruin what they got going. You can ask anybody in the 98 group, never would have any of them heard from me not to go to a tournament. I encourage it so that they can go get points for Corey Miller's bracket system and rating system, so that they can advance or get ranked or whatever. I would never deprive an arm wrestler of getting those points. Go get them. Go to every tournament out there that you can. I'm not even going to get into the banning shit, because that's above my pay grade. I've made comments on it and given my opinion. I think bans are stupid. Engin, I'm not blaming you for doing any bans, because honestly, if you do them, and I don't know if you do or not, it's not your fault. You work for an organization, and if they are your boss and they tell you to ban someone or to honor a ban, you have to do that. So I'm not blaming you for that either. I'm just saying I don't agree with bans. And I think here in the United States, if everybody stood up and said, we welcome East versus West, we welcome WAF, however, we're not going to honor those fucking bans here in the United States because it's a fucking free country. And we all stuck together on that. Then maybe some changes would happen, instead of everybody just bowing down and going, all right, we'll honor these bans. I've had a WAF representative say, I never tell anyone not to go to tournaments or tell them they can't compete here or they'll get banned here, this or that. And then I see 3 texts at Winter Blast that people showed me from the same person saying, hey, just a heads up, if you compete at Winter Blast, you might not be able to come to an East versus West or a WAF event. Unnecessary, and made that person a liar that is always publicly saying that they don't send texts like that. I saw it with my own eyes. So anyway, Engin, Olive Branch, if you want to come on our podcast or you want to have a conversation with me, we could kill this whole thing like men. Or, you can keep talking about me and I can keep making memes about your eyebrows, whatever you want to do, dude. We're fine with it. We're having fun with it. Like, you saying my name on a podcast with Levon and Hermes on it is a fucking honor. Like, I think that's great. You're talking about fucking 98. You're doing posts of me. Like, someone at your level talking about me, whether it's good or bad, is like, holy fuck, dude. Engin Terzi just wrote my name on his fucking page, like, or just talked about my brand on his page. That's fucking amazing, dude. Even though it's negative, it's still like cool to us. Just like when we had a little tiff with Travis. Travis saying, oh, Ryan Grondin, fuck that guy. Fucking amazing. Having us or me being spoken by an elite level person is pretty fucking cool. Like, you're one of the most well-known arm wrestlers and promoters in the entire world, and you're taking time out of your schedule to talk about me that isn't even, I just lost to Paul Italia. I'm not even a good arm wrestler, and I'm new to promoting. I'm new to tournaments. We're just doing our best, trying to get better, trying to learn. We talk to a lot of people just to grow our thing, but it's our little thing and we're just having fun with our people. So anyway, I'm going to end this, and Engin, you want to talk, you know where I am. Either way, we're having fun with it, and we'll see where this goes. Peace.